Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Crazy Sugoi here, and I'm back with another basic tutorial for our beginner players out there. And what I actually wanted to look at today was just basic layout of your ship. Now, a lot of persons they're not sure what to put where and how many blocks, how many armor blocks need to be on their rooms. So I'm gonna go ahead and shed some light on just a bit of basic layout information so you guys can entirely understand that. Let me just go ahead and turn this music down a lot more so I don't have to be yelling over the sound of that. Now, first things first is these rooms right here, your bedrooms, your warehouse, your storage, your none of these rooms need to be armored because they don't have HP bars that you can see in the top right there. Those little green strokes, that's the energy or HP bar for the rooms that we all have. And these so what you're going to want to do immediately is just to have your bedrooms off to a side by themselves, out of the way of the main area of your ship. You know, you don't want to have bedrooms in between your weapon rooms or any other rooms for that matter, because what that's doing is that's just increasing the amount of space that your repair crew is going to have to walk to repair a room. Now, if this crew here is going to be leaving from this plasma room all the way over to, let's say, my android room to do some repairing, that's a lot of distance between there. Might get some damage off on my hull, might lose a bit of health there, and we don't want that. So, just to be clear, just leave those bedrooms and other rooms off to the side, storages as well. Now, other things such as your gym, now these can be removed from your ship and only need to be on the ship really when you are training your crew. Now there are a few upgrades that I have going, so you'll see that these two rooms down here are grossly under armored because actually they're not rooms that are typically on my ship, and these two elevator areas, this whole area is usually just unarmored rooms like my captain's quarters, things for my crew and such. So pay no mind to these grossly under armored rooms that I've got there. Now what you're going to actually want to focus on is now your MLZ, your laser room, which is 2 HP. Ideally on a 2 HP room you're going to need 4 to 6 armor blocks. So you can see here I've got I got 5 rather, 5 armor blocks touching that MLZ, and if you notice right there you can see a 41% defense increase on that, which simply means that if my enemy, the other captain, is focus firing on my MLZ room, what's gonna happen is it's not going to be taking off the full power of that laser. So if he's supposed to be hitting me for 1 whole HP, this is going to cause a damage reduction in that. And you can see what I have in my room right now are 2 sandbags, which I really need to get upgraded and get some better modules in there. But what these sandbags do is they actually add additional HP to the room. Each sandbag is 2 HP, which I can go ahead and pull up right here. So you see that's 2 HP right there. So that's 2, 4, 6 HP essentially on just one room that I've got there. And moving over from that, we can see our plasma room right here. I have 4 armor blocks on that as well. Now the reason this can have 4 armor blocks is because it's a 3 HP room, as you can see there. And right below it, I'm utilizing these blocks to armor both my plasma cannons. And a lot of people don't know this, but plasma cannons, the bullets actually have to travel between your ship, this open space, and the enemy ship, which is why I have those 2 plasma cannons to the forefront of my ship. So that's less time that they'll have to be in there traveling, right? Now moving over to my teleport and my shield room. These are very, very important rooms. You can tell by just the amount of defensive capability I've got going on these two rooms here. I've got a staggering 7 armor blocks in immediate contact with my shield room, and in addition to that I also have 2 brick modules in there which are 3 HP each. Now with the 3 HP each rooms modules, that's going to essentially 9 ticks damage that'll have to be done to that room before I start taking any kind of hull damage. And even if I do start taking hull damage, those 7 armor blocks are going to drastically reduce that. You can see there's a 50%, almost 50% decrease for defense right there. On my teleport, now these planter boxes, I can just show you that is that right here. Planter boxes 3 HP and those bricks 3 HP. I've got my teleport with a staggering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 armor blocks on there, and that is just because these 2 groups are very vital to my strategy on my ship right now, which is to get my crew over to the enemy ship rather, to cause damage. So always these rooms, guys, you want to armor your shield and teleport rooms as much as possible. Now here's another little room, a 2 HP Viziri medbay room. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armor blocks touching that one at any given time, so that's a pretty good one there. And I've also got my my most high HP module in there, which is a concrete barrier, which is 4 HP right now. That room tends to get focus fired a lot. Now moving over, our reactors. Now typically we didn't used to have to armor our reactors, but ever since these guys started pen spamming, we'll get to that in a different video, people tend to shoot their pen missiles at unarmored rooms for immediate hull damage through shields. So you can see I've got a basic 3 HP armor blocks on my reactors, and 4 on this one here, just because it's long across my fusion reactor. Now as I said, these 2 rooms down here, they're not typically on my ship, and that is why they're not armored. They're just there for space fillers. So moving forward, I've got my shield battery. It's got 1, 2, 5 armor blocks on there. 2 HP rooms. If you notice, I got 4 armor blocks, and on my Android Studio, 4 armor blocks. My laser cannon at the top here, I've got 6 blocks on there, and I'll get to this little glowy block in a minute. And that reactor there gets 4, just because I've got this one right between the LB and the reactor itself. Now essentially that's a pretty good overview of how you're going to want to armor your ship and have your layout set up. Now my ship is by no means excellent. It could still use a lot of work, but that's just a basic overview of how your armor blocks should be looking, guys. So just before I go, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys these glowing armor blocks. You actually go to your shop, you go to defense, and you purchase these ones for, I believe they were 50 bucks each. I had them for a while, I don't remember exactly. Now these small beacons are less armor. You'll notice the defense 5 there. They're less armor than the typical armor block, which is actually defense 14, because these little glowing ones are typically the ones that you want to use on your reactors, but I find that they don't quite do it enough when I have them on my reactors if I'm up against a pen spammer. So I just throw them in the little areas around the ship where I need a little additional touch up. This one right here isn't even touching a room because every other room does not have space for the armor. Now if I don't want to have my gym in this little 2x2 square, I can pop it over there and have it be touching my Viziri medbay for a bit of added defense. But most often than not, I've got my gym on my ship because I'm training some crew in whatever I need to be training them on. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this one right now. Thank you for tuning in to my video. Stay tuned for future videos on basic layouts, and like and subscribe. Thank you.